Hey everyone, I've got about 21 minutes, maybe 23 minutes remaining before I have to go back to work from lunch. But I wanted to talk about something that was announced yesterday. It seems that right now in early development, basically it's early development, it's in the works, but it seems that Animaniacs is getting a reboot. That's right, Animaniacs is getting a reboot, courtesy of Warner Brothers Animation, Amblin Entertainment, and Steven Spielberg. Now, the reason for this, according to several websites like Yahoo and CBR, Comic Book Resources, and Movie Pilot, and several others, the reason sorry about that, that hurts a bit. But anyway, the reason for this, according to these websites, is ever since Animaniacs, the complete series, came out on Netflix streaming, it has opened the door to a whole new audience, a whole new audience of viewers. It's introduced a whole new generation to the product, to the show, to the characters. And now they're getting to finally see why a lot of people like me are fans of it. Why a lot of people like me enjoy characters like Minerva Mink and Slappy Squirrel and the Warners, of course, or some Pinky and the Brain. They're finally opening up and seeing this. You know, they're getting a chance to, like I said, they're finally getting a chance to see exactly why we're fans of it. And this is great news, because even though it's in the early stages of possible development, this is good to hear, because this is a show that basically, I guess you could say, could be enjoyed by both kids and adults. And adults liked it just as much as kids. As a matter of fact, in a sense, it was like the My Little Pony for its generation, the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic for its generation. Its original audience and its original target audience at the time was young kids, but yet somehow they were able to make it appealing to both kids and adults, just like Friendship is Magic has done. It was able to cross barriers, break down doors, if you will, like Friendship is Magic has done. So to hear that it's going to get a reboot, and very soon, it's great to hear. The only question is are they going to be able to get back all the actors and actresses that voice the characters? Because some of them have gone on to do other things. Some have aged, with age of voice changes as well. So it all depends. I'm sure the people that did the voices of the Warners, from Trish McNeil, Rob Parsley, and Art Adler, I think Charles is still alive, I don't know, are going to be able to come back and do the voices of the Warners once again. So that at least is a positive. Julie Brown, who did Minerva Mink, that's a question. We wonder if maybe she'll come back and do it. I wouldn't doubt that she would jump at the chance and to do it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But the question I have is, will this Animaniacs, will this retcon of the Animaniacs be set in the same tone as the original? Will it be similar to what we had back in the 1990s, or will it be its own thing? Will it incorporate what made Animaniacs, the original Animaniacs, a success? Will it incorporate that into its new vision? We don't know. But we'll just have to wait and see. What made Animaniacs so popular for its time? What made it so popular Sorry about that, but like I said, what made it so popular for its time is the fact that it gave you a variety of not just different cartoons starring different characters, but it also kind of sense educated you too. I mean, one of the things that stands out is, Yakko singing the 50 States song. Them talking about the presidents and all that, which was a surprise. And to me, if they can incorporate that back into the new version, into this reboot, that'd be great. But the question is, like I said, are they going to be in the same veins as the original, or is it going to have something that's going to make it a little bit more different? I mean, I'm sure there's no doubt that, let's say we get a Minerva Mink cartoon out of this, or maybe a few more, because let's be honest, she only had 2, so this should at least level the playing field and give her at least a few more. I mean, Warner Brothers would have to be stupid to ignore her popularity. But to me, I think Minerva getting a few more cartoons out of this would be great, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get what's known as the lustful milk cake happening to her in any of these cartoons, because there's no doubt that one of the traits we saw her repeat in both cartoons was she melted into a puddle at the sight of attractive men. So I wouldn't be surprised if they still incorporate that for Minerva Mink if she comes back as part of this reboot, which I think would be an honest assumption and honest assumption that she's going to, because like I said, you can't ignore the popularity of this character if you're going to bring back Animaniacs. And true, you'll get the lustful milk cake maybe with Dot Warner doing it like she did in Space Probe, but again, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is I'm not going to be surprised if they incorporate that into the stories, even maybe with new characters, because I think that's another reason of bringing this back is the fact that, yes, it's going to bring back all the characters we know and love with newer adventures, newer stories, newer shorts, but I think at the same time it's going to introduce us to some newer characters as well. Like we may get another kind of female femme fatale character similar to Minerva, who would be just as wacky and crazy as she would be at the sight of attractive men or whatever. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a few new female characters that would do a lustful milk cake trope in Animaniacs. I would not be surprised about that, because I think that's another reason they're doing this, is to probably introduce us to some newer characters, and maybe even make up for the fact that, like with Minerva and such, we didn't get much of an opportunity to really get to see what else they could do outside of just a few cartoons. You know what I'm saying? So, so it would be great to see that happen, see that explored. I mean, even do something. Hold on for a sec. I got about 12 minutes. Even do something maybe with Katie Kaboom. I mean, the way she would always turn into certain things when she would get mad. Heck, we never saw her turn into a freaking blob or slime monster, if you will, when she got mad. That's something they could explore. That's something they can explore. And heck, you could even do a whole 7-minute cartoon on it. It'd be great. Heck, you can do an origin of how she became the way she is. That would be interesting. That would be intriguing. So to me, when I hear that Animaniacs is getting this reboot, I can't help but think that what I've mentioned is just a sample of possibilities we could get with this reboot. I mean, I know Warner Brothers is thinking about it. I know the people at Warner Brothers and Hamelin Entertainment are thinking about it. Steven's thinking about it. I think honestly it would be probably the best thing to happen to the to this franchise. Hold on for a sec. Like I said, I think it would be the best thing to happen to this reboot for the franchise. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I think it would be crazy. I think Warner Brothers and everybody involved would be crazy not to incorporate some of the elements and characters that help make the original Animaniacs what it is. So, I mean, here's one thing that they could probably do, and it's something that Tiny Toons did, and I think Animaniacs may have done it a couple of times, but not as much as Tiny Toons, is dedicate a whole episode to one adventure. And it doesn't just have to feature the Warners and all that. It could, or Pinky and the Brain, or anything like that, or Slappy or something. You could do a whole half-hour episode, episodic adventure, a whole half-hour episode adventure with Minerva Mink. You could do the same with, the Good Feathers, because we didn't see, we didn't see much with them. Even with newer characters, if that's the intention as well. You don't have to just rely on the 11-minute, 15-minute cartoons, Having them do it this way having them appear and star in these episodic one-shot adventures would be great. I think it would work. So, honestly, I'm happy to hear this. We don't yet know when a release date is going to be. Basically, the only negative thing about this, or bittersweet thing about this, is we don't know an exact release date for the new show. We don't know exactly what channel it's going to be on. Some might assume it's going to have to be Cartoon Network. Maybe Netflix is going to take a stab at it because, well, the show streaming on Netflix basically has helped make it what it is. It's helped rejuvenate its popularity. So I would look at that as a possibility as well. So again, we don't know exactly when it would be released. Who's going to acquire it to be aired on their network or the service. All I know is I'm just happy to hear that we're going to get one, but when and where it debuts is still up in the air. But hopefully, maybe by Comic-Con, either San Diego or New York, we'll get a little bit more information on it. So, but I'm glad to see it happen. I'm glad to see that it's happening. Let me know what you guys think. What do you want to see in Animaniacs? In the rebooted Animaniacs? Do you think they should keep it the way it was? Or do you think they should shake it up a little bit and do some of the things that I suggested? And do you think some of the things that I pointed out could happen? Let me know down below, and I'll talk to you later.